Hi everyone, welcome to Lab 11 on Paleobathymetry. This lab relates to the depth of the ocean at different times in Earth's history, so how deep the oceans were. And it's a lot shorter than the other labs, but there is a section where you have to graph, and the type of graph is a little unconventional, so I wanted to show you guys how to do it. So in this lab, you're going to be learning about what paleo environments are, what foraminifera are, or forams, and the different types, what paleobathymetry is, and how forams are used as paleobathymetry indicators. So it's really all, paleobathymetry is all about, remember, paleo means like ancient, and bathymetry means depth of the ocean. So it's just how deep the oceans were at different times in Earth's history. And the type of forams that are present indicates how deep or shallow the oceans were. So we can use them as indicators. So the lab provides you a key with 19 different types of forams, and the different types of forams are related to or show up in different depths. So if you drill up a core that has a lot of say number 14, 15, and 16, then you know it's probably going to be, it was probably between 1,500, the ocean was probably between 1,500 and 2,000 meters deep at that time. Uh, so this is called the lower middle bathyal. Um, this is called the lower middle bathyal zone. Okay, so each zone corresponds to, or each zone includes different types of forams as indicators. So what you're going to do is there is a little case about how you are a consultant for an oil company, and you have to analyze these 8 different samples that come from cores that have been drilled into the ocean sediment. And the oil company has the record of how deep each core was. So for example, sample 1 came from 25 meters deep, sample 2 was 345 meters, and so on. But what you have to do is calculate the paleobathymetry for each core. So does the type of foram that is present correspond to that depth, or has there been a change in sea level rise or something that has affected the types of forams that are present? So you're kind of just checking the depth by using the forams as indicators. So you have these 2 comparisons. So what you're going to do is literally you're gonna look at these little forams, and you're gonna figure out what kind they are by looking at the key. And once you figure it out, then you're going to determine which zone this specific core came from. And I have actually completed course 3 to 8 for you, so you don't have to count, because I thought it seemed a little tedious to have to count all those forms. So if you just do 1, 2, and 3, then you'll get the hang of how the exercise works. So basically, what you're going to do is you're going to determine, as I mentioned, the number of forms. There's 100 forms in each sample, so it's always going to be out of 100. So in this one down here, for example, in number 4, what you're going to be interested in is the deepest, the deepest foram. So which ones are the deepest forams? The maximum depth shown by the foram type. And then I'm going to show you in a minute how to do this, how to graph it. So basically we have, okay, so the depth in the core, this column that is 6b, that's going to be the number down here underneath the sample. Okay, so sample 1 would be 25 meters, sample 2 would be 345, and then sample 4 is 850, sample 5 is 1120, 1120, and so on. Okay, so that's the depth in the core. In sample 4, for example, there were no forams that were from the upper bathyal zone. There were no forams that were from the upper middle bathyal, no forams that were from the lower middle bathyal, and none from the lower bathyal. Okay, so that one indicated that there were the deepest forams found, okay, were from the outer neritic zone. Okay, that was the outer neritic. So there were 85 from the outer neritic, there were 3 from the inner neritic, and then if you look at the other end, this pink column over here, that says percent planktic, those are how many were planktic forams, and those are these little ones. If you look up here at the top, number 4, these little white ones, they are the Globogerina, and these are the only ones that are planktic. So these are the ones you're going to count to figure out this very last column, column 6D. So if there's 12, if you count 12 in the sample, you're going to put a 12 down. So that's 12% planktic, okay? So in this case, the deepest forams, okay, were these 85% outer neritic. So you're going to put in the blue column, question 6C, it says paleobathymetry. You're going to write 150 meters, which is what the outer neritic corresponds to. Okay, so if you look at this one right here, it says the outer neritic is going to be this bottom one, this bottom line where the line is, and it says 150 meters. Okay, and you can see how the other ones are done to give you an idea. Just look at the ones that are completed for you. All right, now I'm going to show you the graphing. So, okay, so in this one, the graph is a little unconventional, like you can see. There's all kinds of different axes. So what you're going to be drawing is you're going to be plotting the paleobathymetric depth, so column 6C, this, okay, and that you're going to be plotting over here in this side, okay, right here, and then you're going to be plotting the percent planktic, okay, and that's going to be plotted over here on this side. But of course you will have rows 1, 2, and 3 as well, so don't forget about those. Okay, so let's say that you are going to plot sample 8. I'll start with sample 8, okay. What you're going to do is you're going to see, okay, so this one is 4,000, it's lower bathyal, and that one's going to be right here, so it's sample 8, and I want to go, so let me switch the pen. Okay, so I'm looking at this one, okay, that's what we have to do, and therefore we're going to plot it right here, okay. The next one up is LMB, okay, so it's sample 7, so you're going to plot it, okay, in this line. And because it's LMB, you're going to put the dot right here. Okay. The next one, sample 6, is 1,500, and that's UMB, upper metabathyal. So it's going to be right here, bathyal. Okay, and you're just going to plot it like that. And then you're going to end up with different. You might end up with a line that looks like this. Okay. And where you have the shallowing ocean, where the ocean is shallowing, that's going to be a regression. So these ones are going to be regression over here and over here. And the deepening is going to be the transgression, which is over here. This when they go this direction. Okay, so then the same thing for the planktonic over here, the planktic over here, sorry. So this is going to be core 8, you're going to plot 58, so that's going to be about here. The next one, sample 7, is going to be 45%, so you're going to go 45 is about here. The next one is going to be 25, so you're going to go here, and so on all the way up to sample 1. And then you're just going to join the different dots like that. Okay, so that's what you have to do for the graph. So this is the graph you draw, is the graph that you will upload. Make sure you submit the Google form. You only need to upload the graph for this lab. There's no need to upload the data table you completed. And there is no lab quiz this week. So that's it.